And we're continuing on with our list of the 2018 prospects. Well, I got to think about that, Renee, to be able to get that year right. It goes on all year. It's like cars. It's like cars. Yeah, we're in the 2018 model year already.
And this is, we're telling you why these recruiters from all over the country swoop down, and it's such fertile territory for recruits because of the talent down here. We're telling you some of the names to be looking for.
And certainly in the skilled player area of wide receiver and defensive back, there are plenty, and it starts with Jared Miles from Mcdonough 35.
10-400, 4.4 in the 40, 3-point grade point average. He runs super routes, good getting off the press. He's got Velcro hands, Rick. He catches away from his body, which I know you like. And he's good on speed sweeps. So he's 6'1". Jared Miles is going to make somebody a great catch.
And next from John Ehret, the Patriots, a safety, Isaiah Windmon.
Closing speed from his safety position, takes really good angles to the ball, very fluid, and he's got a knack for making a big play. Good length at 6'2", 180 pounds.
And here's a very intriguing player, Renee, at number 10 on our list from Archbishop Rummel, Aaron Brule, who played free safety and middle linebacker.
I like this guy. He's got a knack for making a big play, runs the alley very well. He's a striker. He will drop the hammer on a runner. He's a ball hawk, plays with a lot of energy, reads and reacts, a devastating tackler. He's got a lot of people looking at him, and LSU and Alabama are the periphery there, so you never know. He's got great size, 6'2", 195.
Yes, indeed, and was tough enough to play middle linebacker. Next at defensive back, another Mcdonough 35, Ron Eagle, we've got Joe Foucha.
Joe Foucha, 6 foot, 195. He's a safety, very physical. He'll blow up the running back. He plays in the box. Good open field tackler. He could become an outside linebacker, no false steps. Good in run support. He plays with some juice. He was on the show. Boy, I really like that young man.
And then going back to Metairie, wide receiver from Archbishop Rummel, Jamarr Chase.
He was a Kansas commit, backed off. He's had offers from LSU, Tennessee, Arkansas, Florida, Oregon State recently. 634 yards receiving last year with 11 touchdowns, averaging over 27 yards per catch. He had 226 yards against U-High this year. Catches in the crowd, good run after a catch, super work ethic, natural skills, and he protects the ball very, very well. 4.5 speed.
And as a tight end prospect from John Curtis, we have Glenn Beal.
He's a lot like Dylan Gordon, who came from Curtis, went to LSU, now in the NFL. Glenn is a converted linebacker, good yards after catch, good pair of mitts. He maintains his block, very physical. He drives his opponent off the ball, much like Dylan Gordon did, and he's got a receiver's mentality. I think LSU A&M is his top two. TCU and Miami are the next tier.
And then we have a twin here as a defensive lineman, defensive tackle from De La Salle, Jamarr James.
He's a little over 6 feet tall, but if he was 6'3" or 6'4", everybody in the world would be looking at him. He holds the school record with a 630-pound squat, 320 bench. He wrestles, runs track, throws his shot, and played some baseball. He collapses the pocket, uses his hands very well because of his wrestling. He plays with good leverage, very powerful, great motor, outstanding effort. He demands double team and is very passionate about the game. Hit a big game against Lutcher, 10.5 tackles and 2 sacks. So he plays big in the big games. He's going to make somebody a steal.
Think about that dinner table with the James
family.
My goodness. With Jeremiah and Jamarr.
Wow.
The two defensive linemen, major college prospects. Wow, is right. Now we go to the top 5. Wide receiver Lawrence Keys, another Ron Eagle from Mcdonough 35.
He just picked up an offer from LSU. He's also had offers from Tennessee and Oklahoma. 10-3 and 100, 4.35 40 with a 36-inch vertical, super catching radius, acrobatic catches. He will blow past the coverage and make fingertip catches when possible. Good on crossing routes, not big, 5'11", 165. Boy, he's got a lot of chutzpah, but he is an outstanding prospect for the college football game.
And a defensive back from Landry Walker, the Charging Buccaneers, who was also here with us on PRI earlier, Corian Harris.
He was one-time LSU commit. He's committed to Kansas right now. He runs like a deer, a point guard in basketball. He covers a lot of area each step. Great reactions, good reach. He plants and drives towards the ball, and he exudes confidence. 6'1", 170. He is a special player.
And next on the list, the combination wide receiver and cornerback from John Ehret, Jamal Huston.
Top three at LSU, Mississippi State, and Tennessee. A 4.42 speed. More schools are looking at him as a wide receiver. He's got a little swagger to his game. Can play wide receiver, cornerback, as Rick said. He ran well at the LSU camp. Good hands. He's a game changer. If he plays defensive back, he'll come up and challenge. He's got good separation in his routes. And he tore his ACL last year, but he'll come back with a vengeance. He's ready to go.
And next on the list, another athlete, perhaps the best athlete of the bunch, Anthony Puka Williams from Hahnville.
And when you think of him, Rick, you got to think of a Kevin Folk or a Joe McKnight, and that's in the stratosphere he's in. 4.27 40, 39.5 vertical. He can break. You can't tackle him in a phone booth. He's a game changer. Ed Reed called him the best freshman high school player he's ever seen. He's a touchdown waiting to happen, very explosive. He's electric. Right now he's committed to Kansas. He was a District 7-5A MVP, 355 yards rushing against Thibodeau last year.
What an exciting player he is. Just as the top guy on the list, Devante Jason from Landry Walker.
And he was on the show too. Kansas commit. LSU had his commitment a while back. LSU, Alabama, Tennessee, A&M, Arkansas, Ole Miss, Florida, and Florida State consider him a must-get. 6'3", wide receiver, 51 grabs for over 1,000 yards last year, 17 touchdowns. Electrifying. He eats up ground with every step. He glides. He makes the difficult catches look easy. Great acceleration. He's a nightmare to cover. Super work ethic. He can make the one-handed Odell Beckham-type catches with a catching radius out of this world. He is one of the elite wide receivers to ever come out of this area, and if you put him up there with the Malachi Dupree skill-wise and those guys in the past, he is a special wide receiver. What a class we have for 2018.
Absolutely, and you're looking at Devante Jason, one of the long-term stars of PRI. He's been on the show as long as I have. He's made 3 appearances so far. As most of the list, that's who we specialize in having on PRI.
Yeah, most of these guys have been on the list. Are they going to be on the list? And I mean, the thing is that these young men, you get to hear them and see what's underneath the helmet. They're great young men, and they take academic very, very serious, and that's important.
And we look forward to having them on again next year. This is Prep Recruiting Inside of PRI. Those are the stars for 2018. When we come back, we're going to have some stars of the English language after this.